When I applied to medical school, I had my requirements. I was 35. I started when I was 36. When I graduate, I'll be 40 starting residency. The way my wife and I make medical school work for us is just taking one day at a time. And lots of talking to each other and making sure we are on the same page. And being on the same page today doesn't mean that we're on the same page tomorrow, because things might change a little bit. We have a 6-year-old and a 10-month-old. And if one of them is sick, then who gets to be at home and who gets to go to work? So we need to really have conversations about what is happening in the moment and make sure it works for all of us. Music has been part of my life since I was maybe 12 or 13. So I started playing guitar and realized I loved it. So when I graduated from school, I really wanted to do music, and my dad was worried about it, so we reached an agreement that I was going into computer engineering. I actually had a band in Venezuela. We were recording a video, and then we went on tour. We had a really good time. I realized I really wanted to do music. I also thought about medicine, but in retrospect, I was just not ready for that yet. I needed to explore music a little bit more. So I grew up in Venezuela. It was great. I loved Venezuela. And one of the things that when we think about is the Venezuelan we grew up in doesn't exist anymore. I graduated in 2009. That's when I decided to move to another country. Things were getting out of hand. Like I got mugged at gunpoint a couple times. Thankfully, nothing happened, but I realized that there wasn't a good quality of life there long term. When I was in Madrid and I had a recording studio, there was one night when one of the artists I was working with, the take wasn't happening. And he thought that by doing drugs, that he was gonna make the take. He did it, and I realized that I cared more about what was happening with him health-wise and how drugs were like affecting him rather than making the music good enough for an album. When I got here to the US, that was in 2013, I started interpreting at a clinic for underserved and underinsured. And I was able to be there in people's appointments and making sure that the translation was going okay between the patient and the physician. And I realized that the more I was getting involved, more and more involved, I realized I wanted to become a physician to provide care for them. I took biology and I did well. So I took chemistry and I did well. And so the months passed and I was still working full time. I was able to pay the bills like that. My wife was able to finish her master's degree. We bought a house, we had a kid. So it was sort of like life was happening. And at the same time, I was just slowly but surely getting my classes in and to be able to get those requirements to apply to medical school. I am interested in applying to neurology residency programs. Thinking about being 40 when I started residency, one of the things that worry me the most is being away from home and what my family needs. I want to make sure that that is a priority for me as well. How can we as a family go through residency and make sure that our kids' needs are met? There's an immense need for people in Hispanic communities to talk freely in their native language, especially if they had other issues and they can only communicate like that. I want to provide that. I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about fostering that safe space for them and make sure they're able to get the care that they need and deserve.